Hi there, ho there, gooberinos. It is me, Shrimply the Best. And today I'm doing a little something different. Instead of reacting to people who put things on the internet and expect there to be divisive discourse, I'm just checking out something cool, something fun and friendly, and hopefully you like it too. This is a channel that I was not familiar with until about, a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. My partner showed it to me, and I think it is absolutely incredible. Binging with Babish. I am sure a lot of you are familiar with this, but I was not. And, if you're not, you should definitely go check it out. He has a really cool channel. He shows you how to do a lot of different things cooking wise, from basic skills to some like really impressive stuff. But the thing that he does that I love is he makes food from like TV shows and movies. And I think that that is incredible. I have a soft spot for Bob's Burgers. I absolutely love Bob's Burgers. And the Footlong taco dog. This is this is definitely something my partner would want for me to make for them. So, let's give it a watch and, maybe their dreams will come true. Here we go.
At least Mr. Fishover gave us foot-long taco dogs.
Yep, this thing's filling a foot-long hole in my heart.
Even though these are the 10-inch long rejects.
Ugh, I blew it. No 3/4 Wonka. Not even a wee wonk.
Louise, in your sort of selfish, sort of thoughtful, mostly selfish way, you did a really good thing today.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're taking a look at the foot-long taco dog with cheese chunk dipping sauce from Bob's Burgers. Now, for the Babish version, I wanted to make an actual foot-long taco, so I needed some foot-wide tortillas, which are harder to come by than you think. As such, I sourced these from America's most popular burrito chain, which, as usual, was an awkward transaction. More on that later, because first we have to make our Wonder Wharf accurate version, which, if the quality of the rest of its attractions are any indication, it's likely little more than a steam table dog loaded up with industrial.
I think this is absolutely correct. That absolute uh that taco shell, man, that is a absolute disaster waiting to happen. Like, I feel like you look at those the wrong way and they just fall apart.
Grade shelf-stable chili sauce, and an upsettingly named cheese chunk dipping sauce, both likely pumped from 50-gallon drums. And since it's just a junk food mishmash, it's not like terrible, but it's definitely not good. For a sugar-addled preteen, it's just about right. But as per this show's prime directive, I think we can do a whole lot better. We're going to start, of course, by making our very own hot dogs. I've done this before, so I'm going to kind of breeze through it. I'm cubing up 1 kilogram of brisket and chuck into about half-inch or meat grinder-friendly cubes. On top of that, we're doing the same with 150 grams of beef fat. Placing all them out on a parchment-lined baking sheet, pop in the freezer for 15 to 20 minutes, or until starting to turn hard around the edges. Press through a thoroughly
Ooh, okay. If that's what he's using. I got a KitchenAid as a Christmas gift and just over the moon about this thing. I've wanted one forever. I never thought that I would ever own one, but Big Papa Shrimp loves me very much and they got me one for Christmas. And this is the meat grinder for the KitchenAid, and I always wondered like if it was worth the investment, but if Babish is using it, then I guess so. I guess Shrimply's gonna be making hot dogos.
chilled meat grinder with its largest plate, producing a pebbly, fatty ground beef that would work great for a burger. However, we're going to resist the temptation to turn these into a burger and pass them once again through the meat grinder, this time with the smallest plate, turning our beautiful ground beef into a sort of ground beef paste. Go ahead and set that aside while we prepare our spice mixture. 23 grams of fine sea salt, 10 grams of paprika, 5 grams garlic powder, 4 grams white pepper, 4 grams onion powder, and 1.5 grams pink curing salt. Tiny whisk until homogeneous and add to the double ground beef. Agitate this mixture around every which way until it's evenly combined. And if you thought that we couldn't grind this meat any further, well, buckle up, because in 2 even batches, we're placing this beef into a food processor and streaming in 230 grams of ice water, that's 115 grams per batch, while the machine runs.
That makes sense. That I was curious how they were going to get that hot dog food paste texture.
The ice water is going to emulsify together with the meat mixture to create a really pasty paste called a farce, which I think is needlessly deprecating, but once all of our meat has been converted into a thick, pasty, sloppy farce, we're going to let it cure overnight in the fridge in an airtight container with a layer of plastic wrap pressed directly down against the farce. We want to prevent oxidation because, sadly enough, nobody likes a gray hot dog. The next day, we are stuffing our hot dogs into hot dog casings, a process for which I both have known disdain and very little knowledge. So if you want to see how to stuff hot dogs, go ahead and check out a YouTuber that knows what they're doing. My best efforts yielded 4 gargantuan dogs and 1 mini dog, which I'm going to prick repeatedly, preventing air bubbles from forming and preventing the casings from splitting during their 45 minutes on a smoker held at 175 degrees Fahrenheit until the dogs register 150 degrees at their thickest point. I can keep these guys in the fridge until you're ready to steam, grill, or griddle. Now, as cute as the foot-long hot dog looks sticking out of the little tiny taco shell, I want a slightly more practical foot-long taco dog experience. So I got these 12-inch tortillas that I'm cutting down to a mouth-sized height, which
I won't lie, that's like a great idea for other stuff too. Like maybe not a giant hot dog, but I'm thinking like the world's biggest taco. I could go to town on that. Hot dogs I'm real hit or miss with, but I could do some damage if I made that into like a, al pastor taco. Oh, or birria. Homerception. Oh, drool noises.
which I'm going to perch atop some aluminum foil craftwork, making sort of hills and valleys so I can form the tortillas into shells. Now, first, these guys need to dry out, so I'm placing them in a 225 degree Fahrenheit oven for about 30 to 45 minutes until they are dry and rigid. Once dry, they're ready to be deep fried to crispy completion. A 12-inch tortilla will obviously be a tight fit for a 12-inch pan, so into a roasting pan they go, along with a few inches of corn oil heated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, frying 30 seconds per side for 1 to 2 minutes total until golden brown and crisp. And this is, after all, a YouTube show, and I do, after all, need a thumbnail. So I got 1 full-size tortilla, which I'm going to make into a full-size 12-inch taco shell. Last but not least, the toppings. I'm sauteing 1 pound of ground beef in 2 tablespoons of oil until it's lightly browned, setting it aside to drain on some paper towels and pouring off all but about 2 tablespoons of the fat, in which I'm going to sweat half a chopped onion for about 2 minutes before adding a couple of cloves of crushed garlic.
I think that's cute that he specifies how much fat to leave behind. I'm an all or nothing girl. Like, it's either staying or going. Staying or going. That is.
Along with a tablespoon each taco seasoning and ancho chili powder, sauteing those together for about 30 seconds or until aromatic, adding 1 cup of tomato sauce and a 1/4 cup of chili sauce. Add the ground beef back to the mix and 1 cup of water. Simmer these guys together for about 45 minutes over medium-low heat until the flavors have melded, seasoned to taste with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. And there you have it, a very easy taco chili sauce. Last up, the cheese chunk dipping sauce, for which I'm making some good old-fashioned Velveeta and Rotel from the canned queso, to which I'm going to add some unmelted blocks of cheddar to make it a proper cheese chunk.
Oh, I don't like that. That is just I am one of those weird, strange people. I'm a monster. I really am a monster. I don't like partially melted cheese. It's a texture thing, and I think this could be fun, but that is not for me, chickpea. Not for me.
Sauce. First up, the ridiculous one with my longest available hot dog, piled high with our concession stand toppings. This is the kind of reward you deserve for cleaning up a beach. Is it physically larger than the Belcher children's heads? Yes. Would they love that fact about it? Also yes. Should you griddle or steam your dog and not eat it straight off the smoker? Also yes. Otherwise the case gets rather chewy and you look something of a fool on camera. Let's try this with a properly griddled dog and our sort of convertible taco shell. And the result is somehow just as gross as the first iteration, but tastes much better. And that's the kind of improvement I've learned to become proud of. Thanks again to Geico for sponsoring today's episode and making this hot dog taco pop.
I appreciate the self-awareness of knowing that it's gross. But that was just a quick, easy, fluffy one for today. Binging with Babish is one of my favorite YouTube channels. And, I think there's something to be said about having fun, and he's definitely doing that. So, hope you enjoyed just this little tiny bite-sized brain nugget. I appreciate you all so much. Like, share, subscribes, and be well, be happy, be loved, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.